Hello, and welcome to the Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality. You can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I am your girl, Lana, your resident evil diva, and I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I loves me some tea. Uh, and you know what I love more than giving the tea? I love showing you my cup mug. And you can get your cup mug at LanaG'sCreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And we do ship internationally and domestically, so there are no excuses.
Yep, I agree. No
We're doing great.
But I'm David Healy. I am the Survivor super fan of the channel, and I'm so excited about this. I can't wait to talk about some people I've met, some people I haven't met, but it's going to be fun.
And hello, my name is Jack. I am the game designer of the panel, and I am mainly here just to see what kind of crazy bullshit they can throw at these people because Survivor Australia is nuts enough, and then some of these people come from crazier seasons. So, honestly, who knows?
Who knows?
But yeah, I am so excited to be talking about Australian Survivor versus the world. Wait, what? This is crazy. What are we doing here? I don't even know what's going on. My lights are going crazy. They're excited. I'm
They are.
excited. We're all excited here. We're just all excited because it's Australia versus world Survivor. Like we're back. We're Survivor once again. I thought I had a break from Survivor, but then Australia Survivor was like, no, you don't. I hope you enjoyed that mini break that you had because we're about to get back in it. And because I love Australian Survivor so much now, I'm all in. I'm all in. I'm already in because they have some of my favorite people on this cast this time around. And we're going to talk all about it. But before we do, y'all know what to do. If you have not, well, if you hadn't been here before, then you probably don't know what to do. But if that's the case, hit the subscribe button. Please and thank you. We are on a mission here at the Cup TV to get 1,000 new subscribers by the end of the year. And we need your help to do so. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so and help us out because a lot of fun things unlock when we get to 1,000 subscribers. So we please help us out get to that point. And you can also join help all of our channels because the whole Cup network is on that same mission to get 1,000 new subscribers by the end of the year. So we appreciate all the help that you can give us on this channel and all of our channels. All those links of our other channels will be in the description below. If you are a fan of drag or drag race at the Cup Pod is where you need to be. If you are a fan of Eurovision Song Contest at the Cup ESC is the place you need to be. And if you're a fan of WWE wrestling at the Cup Ringside is the place you want to go. So check all those channels out. We appreciate you on all the support. And if you need to check out our audio podcast links, that link will be in the description below as well. Check us out over there and do all the things to support us over there. We appreciate you. Join our Patreon. That's open too for it's a lot of fun things that we got behind the scenes and things that go that things that will go out on the channel eventually so you can get the first look and things that will never come out on the channel so you get the exclusive look if you join our Patreon. That is there for you as well. And of course, our socials are there. Join them at the Cut Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. So now let's get into it. I think I talked enough about all the business things. Let's get into this cast assessment of Survivor AU versus the world.
There's JLP. Oh, the last time we'll
The
see him.
last time we'll see that, I know,
Genuinely, this is the thing that's going to suck the most about the season being like we didn't even know we had a ticking time bomb on this. We didn't know that his replacement would be literally on the
on
season
this.
with him.
I,
Ugh.
I would just say that is the reason I went with this picture. I was like, because we will not see JOP that much after this season is over. So I want to show JOP as much as I can. I thought about putting him on the background of our thing, but I was like, no, that might be a little too much. But
Just a close up of his face.
just a close up of his face, just right in the corner, right there. I just JOP. I
I
just
love
can't.
him.
I love him.
Yeah.
I love him. Like I think honestly, I'm gonna say this. He's my favorite Survivor host over Jeff Probst. I don't care. I don't care. I like him more than I like Jeff.
I mean, if the rumors
I'm
are true, we might still see him on something else. Who knows?
I
I
know.
was
I
gonna say,
know.
and considering the level that those hosts have jumped up to, like,
I'm
yeah,
okay
this
with
might
that.
suck, but like he is at that point stepping up a level, and there I'm fully sold.
And I'm pretty sure he would love to be out off of the islands
Oh
and
yes.
into a possible castle. So I'm here for that. I'm here for that. If we get JLP in another show where we can see him hosting,
It's the
or
traitors.
I mean, I did say castle. Well, if
We're
you
dancing
know,
around it as much as we could.
if you know, you know. But yeah, he could be on the train with Australia. I love it. I'm here for it. I hope that's happening. I hope that's happening because I'm not ready to see JLP off my screens anytime soon. But let's get into this cast. Let's start with the world because I feel like the away team should get the first go around, and then we'll talk about the home team. But first, Tommy Menken from I think it's South Africa.
No, that's going to be
No,
No,
Finland.
Finland. Oh.
that is Finland. Sylvia Tatsomi 7 or something similar to that.
From Finland.
Yeah.
Okay. See, okay.
Can
I
you
did not.
pronounce that season, Lana?
I no, and I'm not going to try it because that's not what I do here. You know me. Um, I did not know that there was a Survivor Finland, so that's great to know. But he has spent 34 days on the island. He has 3 votes against him. Hmm. Winner in 14 challenges in his first season, and he has not won the show. So, what do we think about Tommy? David, we'll start with you.
I don't know him. He's probably the person I know the least about going into this cast. But 14 challenge wins is nothing to be shy about. I'm sure a lot of those are team challenges, but if that's any sign to his ability, I could see the tribe keeping him around, especially with the smaller tribes. There's 7 tribes. We're used to starting off with 12-person tribes on Australian Survivor. So people might be like, yeah, we got to keep him around for a bit. Um, I don't know how his English is, so it'll be interesting to see if there's any sort of language barrier with him and everybody else. But yeah, he's maybe the biggest question mark out of everybody in the cast for me.
Jack.
So, Tommy, I will note for that 14 challenge wins, there is a lot of reward challenges, especially post merge for Finland Survivor. So that is where he does get like a lot of wins. He almost has a win every single episode, if not two. So it is still a really impressive stat. Tommy is a second place finalist who was 1 vote away from the win. So nothing to scoff at. He is a apparently a pretty big fan of international Survivor across the board. So he is going to play incredibly hard. And he is going to use this as a crazy opportunity. Also, his English is pretty good
No. His
because
nickname is
he's
the
a radio presenter.
okay. Well, his nickname is the Wolf, so I'm excited to see how the Wolf goes out here and performs. And I don't know, like you said, Dave, the 7-person teams or tribes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you keep that around, or do you say we got to get rid of them because once we get to merge, could this person start winning individually? I don't know. I don't know what his strategy is going to be. He did say I did listen to his video, and he was like he is going to play hard because you don't have a lot of chances in games like this, and he does not want to lose his opportunity, so he's going to play hard. So I'm excited to see what Tommy brings to the world team. Moving on, someone we are definitely all very familiar with is Parvati Shallow.
Who?
And we all know Parvati is the Black Widow. She has been on several seasons of Survivor, Cook Islands, Micronesia, Heroes versus Villains, and Winners at War. She spent 149 days on the island, 21 votes against her, and she has played two hidden immunity idols at Tribal Council, and she has won. So she is one of our winners of this season. We have seen Parvati play this game so well. We have seen Parvati go very far in, I think, almost every game she's been in. She's probably gone pretty deep. Um, I wanna say she went. Has she always been in jury, or has she went out one season? She went out
One,
pre-season.
yeah, winners at
One
war
season,
she didn't, but that's it.
yeah, yeah. When
Yeah.
is it? What I was about to say? I was like, only one
Hmm.
season she did not make it to jury.
Yeah,
Um,
I
But
And
think
we've
like
she
seen
you
was
her,
sixth place
said,
her first season, and then she was top. She was
right?
in the finals her other two seasons.
Right. And we've seen her not just on Survivor, but on other shows like The Traders and on Deal or No Deal Island. And so Poverty is very, very well versed in these games. She knows how to play these games. She knows what her strengths are and what she has to do to play the game hard and get, and she has a connection with somebody else in this game who has already played the game. So I'm just like, I'm so interested in seeing how the dynamics work now. And because I don't know when this was filmed, if it was filmed before or after her and David was on Deal or No Deal Island together, so I'm
This
not
was
sure.
after. This was right
This is
after.
this is definitely after.
Yeah.
So I would love that. Even makes it me even more excited to know what their dynamic was, because I know what their dynamic was on Deal or No Deal Island. Did that go into this game, or did they be like, brand new game, brand new me? Who are you? Like, I don't know. And they're on opposite teams, so it's kind of interesting to see what the dynamic is going to be. I'm excited for Poverty. I'm excited to see what how her reputation precedes her in this game.
Hmm. Yeah, it feels like we're kind of in a Parvati renaissance lately. This will be the third time we've seen her in a year and a half on our
Yeah.
TVs. Um, but I think that she's probably positioned stronger than the other two people from US Survivor on her trip. I already think they're at a disadvantage because it's three of them against four people from the other franchises. Logistically, like logically, you would think those four people would band together and be like, yeah, we can't let these Americans have some numbers. But she won't be seen as a challenge liability like Sari may be. She won't be seen as such an uber strategic threat like Tony is. So I think if
Mhm.
anybody might be able to sneak in there, I think it's going to be Parvati.
Yeah. I think Parvati has probably the best chance of just moving forward naturally in the game. Although I will say that, I mean, do I think that her connection to David will be brought up on the season? Probably not. It'll be mentioned as like, oh yeah, and I know David, but it'll be like the same thing as like, oh, and I met him at a fan convention or something similar. Uh, I can see Parvati being picked off in early merge. She'll make it through the team round probably no matter what, but I cannot see anyone attempting to let Parvati near the end game. I can't see it.
I'm I don't know. I think you all are right. I think Poverty is in a great position between the other two players from the US, but I also know that they're all really good players, so I would not be surprised if they convince at least one person to get on their side and help with the numbers. No, because we don't know what the history is with the other people on their tribe. I don't know, because I'm gonna be honest, I don't know everybody from all the other franchises, so I'm going into a lot of this blindly with some of these people. But I'm just excited to see how it works. This is gonna be fun for me.
Mhm.
I'm super excited. I'm super
Well,
interested.
Also, I don't think we've seen her and Tony on the same tribe before.
Mm.
Because there were two different tribe iterations she was on in Winners at War. And I'm pretty positive Tony was not on either of those with her. So it should be interesting to see if they get along.
I can quickly double check that fact for you,
Yep.
but I'm pretty sure the answer is
Yeah.
yes.
Plus,
I'm
like he almost has
Yes.
like a alternate world Russell vibe to him. So I wonder if that could be triggering for her.
We shall see. But let's keep it moving to Lisa Holmes from Survivor New Zealand and Thailand. Well, Survivor New Zealand, Thailand. Um, she is nicknamed a sharp strategist. She is spent 39 days on the island, 5 votes against her, winning the second and final season of Survivor New Zealand. Now that's kind of impressive. She won the last one. Like nobody can say they came after her because she won the last one. But yeah, another winner on this tribe. I think we got what, 3 winners on this tribe? Oh,
Four.
4 winners.
Yeah.
4 winners on this tribe. So do the winners be like, let's band together so these people who have not won don't come after us and say, let's vote off the winners because they already won? Or do we stick with country? Or, Survivor French? I don't know. It'll be interesting. But he hasn't played in a minute. And so I'm interested to see if her strategic mind is still as sharp as before. What is, because we all talk about how, what you had mentioned, how Sari might be seen as a challenge liability. I don't know. Is Lisa considered a challenge liability? Does she take some of the pressure off of Sari? I don't know. I don't know her, so I can't really say, but I'm interested to see what a winner in this position who maybe not be as known, or I don't know, not as sharp. I don't know. I don't know who she is, but I'm interested to see how she plays.
Mhm. Yeah, so I watched a little bit of the first season of Survivor New Zealand. I did not watch her season though, but I still have heard about her a lot throughout the years. I listened to RHAP. I've heard her on there a lot as a guest, talking about different seasons. Um, she also won Survivor with an RHAP shirt on.
Oh wow.
So she's a big fan of Survivor. And you were just talking. It's funny you were just talking about could she take some of the pressure off of Sari? I think she could take off pressure from Sari, but in a different way. She's a fan of Sari. She's a big fan of Sari.
Uh,
So I think if anybody's going to shake up what seems like a pretty black and white, like 4 versus 3, I think
mhm.
it's Lisa, honestly, because I could see her being one of those people like I would be, like Lana would be. Uh, I'm not gonna miss up the opportunity to play with
With
one of my
Sari.
people that I love. Yeah, Sari, yes, we're working together. So I think she could be a really key ingredient in success for Sari and Parvati by way of Sari, because we know they're still really good friends. Could it turn into 4 women against 3 men? Wouldn't surprise me.
Ooh.
I'm excited for Lisa. I think she's one to watch.
Cool.
So I will admit that Survivor New Zealand is a massive blind spot for me. I've had it recommended multiple times and I have not had time. But I I've seen her a couple times play not on Survivor but on some online games that we've all seen because
Western?
just one of the players from that season ends up hosting a really, really big game. Uh, Equilibrium. If there's so many things, there was a trader game that was held recently. There's so many things there. So I've seen her play, and I know she's really good. Uh, I'm very excited to see what she brings. I do think, unfortunately, the same bullshit argument of tribe strength could be used against her, but I also don't see this cast having to use that argument. So because they all should relatively know each other, at least somewhat. People should, especially the Australians, should definitely know who Lisa is.
Yeah. I'm I'm interested. I'm interested. I'm with you, David. My eyes are open on her, and if what you say is true, and she has that soft spot for my girl Cerie, she might just move up in my client list. I will say I might fear she might move up in my client list if that is the case. But let's see how that goes. We're gonna keep it moving because next we have someone we do know. Tony.
Unfortunately,
We know his nickname is the King of Survivor, and I want to disagree with him so badly, but you can't when they won twice. Um, he was in Cagayan, Game Changers, and Winners at War. 84 days on the island, 12 votes against them. Create his iconic moment of creating the infamous Spy Shack, which people tried to recreate and has failed several times, trying to do the same thing. And yeah, like I said, he has won. We've seen Tony again. Tony is somebody else who we've seen on our screens within this last year or so. He was on Traders. Didn't do so great in Traders because your reputation preceded him, and he was not. Everybody just did not trust Tony from the get go on Traders, and I fear it might be like that here as well because I feel like when you've won a game like Survivor, you already have a target on your back with people in any game you go in, any situation. But when you've won a game twice, the target triples in size for me. For me personally, because if I saw Tony walk in a game that I'm playing, I'm going for him first. Get him out of here. Like, no. Um, but I don't know. I feel like it could go either way with this because smaller tribes, this is such a huge deal of Australia versus the world. Like, do we try to, how do the bonds grow? Do we work together? And I don't know if this team will do so bad in challenges personally that they lose a whole lot. I feel like me personally, I feel like this is a well balanced thing. Like either tribe to win either challenges with the people that they have. But I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of Tony. I've never said I was. So and that's not going to change here. But if I gotta go with, USA, USA, then it is what it is. But
You're so
Tony,
patriotic.
right, he's
You're wearing
there. Wearing blue
blue with
hair and
red.
everything.
Your
Got my
teeth are
red, my
looking
blue.
white.
I got white on the shirt. It's all red, white, and blue here. Woo, woo, woo. Ugh. But anyway, yeah. So I'm not a fan of Tony, but sure, go Tony. Work.
I'm a fan of Tony. I can't help but be entertained by him. And if I'm entertained by you, I probably like you. Even if I root against you, I still like you. And I like Tony. Um, I think he knows two modes, and that is either winning or getting voted out second. I don't know. I couldn't tell you for sure he was voted out second in Traders, but it was right around there. Like if we're talking about just banishments, I think he was either second or third.
Second or third, I think.
Yeah.
yeah, no, it was gone fast.
He was gone very fast. So I don't know. It seems like every other time he wins. So if we're counting this as his fifth time being on TV, then he should be due for a win. um, but yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like he is in a tough spot, and it's really going to come down to do we need your muscles?
Mm,
Do we value rah men because we have three men and four women, and we need to keep you as manly strength? And that would be really boring. But at the same time, it wouldn't be boring to keep Tony because he never keeps the game boring. So he's somebody that I'm not feeling great about, but he could surprise me, especially because honestly, I don't think I would feel threatened by him as a two-time winner. And I know that's maybe famous last words for other people, but I'd be like, there's no way anybody's going to give him a win the third time. No way. So I would be comfortable keeping him around for a little bit.
It feels like Tony in every world here should probably go out relatively fast. It's like, yeah, so the only two-time winner in the history of the show, yeah, let's keep him around. It doesn't make any sense to me. I think there could be he's also one of the three Americans, one of the three guys. Like in almost every scenario where it's like, oh, well, there's a 4-person majority. He is in the 3-person minority. So this reads as someone who will get screwed over very, very fast. I do think that it's probably not going to be a game win for Tony, but he always could surprise me.
Yeah, we shall see about Tony. I'm not sure. I'm still mulling over Tony in my mind, how I feel about him in this moment, and we'll find out once the show starts how I feel. Give me an episode or two, and I'll tell you how I feel about Tony. But let's move on to Cassandra, Cassandra, from Survivor
Cass.
or Cassandra. Cass. Let's call her Cass because that makes me feel better. So, nickname is the Quebec Queen. She is from Survivor Quebec 2024, so very recently. Um, 42 days on the island, one vote against her, and she's played Hidden Immunity Idol at the final five. That is her iconic moment, but she has not won. So I'm like, wait, you went through this entire game. This confused me. She went through the entire game and only had one vote against her
That she negated.
that she negated. Impressive. Impressive indeed to me. I don't know how she played, but I just found that to be very impressive. That fact kind of threw me. I was like, wait, huh? But yeah, I don't know much about her, but I'm interested to learn. So,
Mhm. Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about her either. I have listened to Shane and Gus talk about her on RHAP. It seems like a really interesting season. But for her, it's really interesting because she did not go to tribal council pre-merge at all. So uh, maybe that's her saving grace is she gets to the merge and then she's not perceived as a threat. But I have a feeling she's not going to be able to go to the merge without her tribe losing at least one challenge. So
mhm,
I don't know. It could go either way. She's definitely played a very different kind of game than what the standard Survivor, at least the format of the show on TV is pretty different. So I really don't have much of a clue on how she's going to do. She's the other one for me. It's her and the wolf Finland guy.
mhm.
Can't remember.
It's
Can't remember his name.
Tommy.
Tommy. Yes.
So I did listen to I listened to what was the deep dive on Cass. And she at first basically got no edit because unsurprisingly she's safe for most of merge. She's safe for almost all of the pre-merge. She doesn't go to tribal from episodes 12 to 38. Note that Quebec has 67 22-minute episodes. So that's why the numbers are very 20 26 episodes not going to tribal. But uh she then basically goes into merge, gets the merge boot wrong, then basically is in the majority for the rest of merge, up until she essentially gives the win to the unanimous winner of the season. She gets 0 votes in a final tribal council. It is essentially unanimous, and yeah, the only idol play that she had was negating 1 vote against herself because that's what it was, and that was the last time she could play the idol. It's definitely a little interesting. Obviously, I haven't fully watched the season, so maybe there's some context that I'm missing. But from everything that I've seen about her game, I'm confused because it wasn't it wasn't the most impressive. It was very much like, oh, and you got to the end.
Well, then maybe this time around, this will be her redeeming story where she can come in and show us what kind of player she is truly, and maybe shut up a lot of people who might have doubted her game or might have had some unkind words about her game. I love a good redemption arc, so maybe this will be her redemption story. This is her "I'm gonna prove y'all wrong" kind of story. So, yes, do what you do. I'm excited to see what you do. Period. And we're gonna keep it moving to Rob from Survivor South Africa. His nickname is the Beloved Kingpin. That's kind of ominous. I don't know if how I feel about that name. Um, but 39 days on the island, 3 votes against him. Their biggest iconic moment was blindsiding Jock at Tribal Council by voting out his only ally. So that's kind of cool. And he won Survivor South Africa in 2018. So I don't know a lot about him. He seems look, all I'm going off vibes and what I've read about him and heard about him. He is not afraid to cut people's throats. He is not afraid to play this game hard. He's somebody else who said who they're going to play hard in this game because they know the opportunity is the window is very limited, and they want to come out and play as hard as they can. And I'm excited to see how the Kingpin can go in, how they navigate through these waters with all these other players. Interested.
Mm. Yeah, this is another person. I did not watch his season, but I heard a lot about it. Back in 2019, everybody was talking about it. They were talking about how good the season was. They were talking about how good of a player Rob was. And what really stood out to me was I kept hearing about Rob, and I would hear about Nicole, and I would hear about Rob and Nicole. I'm like, oh, like Rob and Nicole Sesternino, because I'm a big RHAP fan. So that always stood out to me, and I believe they were the final 2 together. But yeah, this guy has a very strong reputation. He's somebody that I've always kind of wanted to find the time just to go back and watch his season because he seems really interesting. Um, Maybe eventually I will, but I'm just happy that I get to see him. Period. Like I'm finally going to get to see if he lives up to the hype. Um, I don't know if his reputation has spread across the world. If everybody else knows that he's supposedly this strong force in the game. For his sake, I hope they have not, because he might have that same sort of Tony target on him.
Hmm.
So uh, I don't know. Could go either way. We'll see.
I will admit this is also a pretty big blind spot for me, as unfortunately I just didn't get around to watching it. I'm in the exact same boat where I'm like, I've heard so much about his season, doing some like basic research. He won pretty, it was a pretty close battle, but he ends up doing at least pretty well. He gets kind of a little bit of flack for having a the quote is sanctimonious moral compass, which immediately brings me on board of like, you are willing to fuck over anyone and I'm here for it. Uh I definitely want to see what Rob brings to this season. And I mean, this will give me more motivation to go back in time and make sure I watch this season.
Absolutely. I'm excited. I want to see what he do. And I agree with you, David. I hope the reputation didn't spread all across, but if it did, then we're in for some interesting situations. I feel like it's gonna be interesting to see. So let's keep it moving to the one and the only Sari Fields, the greatest player to never win the game. I will say yes, yes, and yes to that. She has played in Panama, in Micronesia, Heroes versus Villains, and Game Changers. Spent 121 days on the island, 9 votes against her, and her iconic moment was convincing Eric to give up his immunity necklace and then voting him out. I love that moment. I I can think about that moment for a lot of times and like just smile about it. Like, she did that. She did that. Like, I would love to do that one day. I don't know, but she did that. We have seen this has also been a renaissance of Sari Fields. We have seen Sari on Traders. We have seen Sari on Big Brother. And we have seen Sari
Snake
Snake in
in
the
the Grass.
Grass. We have seen Sari on all of these different shows, and now we're going to get to see Sari back on Survivor. It's kind of full circle, iconic kind
Twice.
of moment. Twice, right? Twice, like, come on, iconic.
Ah,
I love it. Sari Fields is my favorite Survivor player of all times. That has never and will never change. Everybody else will be below that. I have some really great people who I love, but they will never top Sari for me. Love her down. Uh, I'm like what you said, David. If I ever get a chance to play with Siri Fields, I will have blinders on, rose-colored glasses. Siri would never do anything like that to me. She's perfect. She's amazing. I want to play with Siri, even to my own detriment and my loss. I will lose to Siri Fields happily. Love her now. Can't wait to see how she comes and approach this season because she's older, she's wiser, she still has connections with poverty, and we know Sarika talk make anybody just trust her for whatever reason. People just seem to trust her and they love her, and she has some great her social skills are impeccable. And I wonder what that looks like in this game and how she will maneuver everything, and I'm just excited. I'm just excited. Anytime he puts the refills on my TV screen, I am set. I am there. I am ready to watch.
Agreed. Sari, so my claim to fame is Sari last year. I met her in person for the first time after talking to her online for years, and I have her phone number. So, um, not to brag, but I met her in
not to
person,
brag at all.
Not to brag at all, but
and
okay.
she told Jared right in front of me, he is like family. So I am a Fields, David Fields in the house right here. I love Cerise so much. She's also my favorite survivor, combined, like tied with Sandra. Like
Hmm.
they both have that top spot for me. I don't care. But every time she comes to play Survivor or any game really, I just get like a sinking feeling in my stomach because I'm so scared. I'm so invested, but I'm scared. I do not want to have my heart broken. I don't want her to have her heart broken. And I could see this going either way for her. Like
Hmm.
I think on paper people might see her and think, "Oh, you're the oldest person on our tribe. You're not the most physically fit person on our tribe. Let's just take you out easily in the first vote." And that would be devastating for me. I really don't want that to happen. Um, it is interesting. She's the only person who's not been a finalist on this tribe. So I wonder if that could. I mean, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of any way to diminish her threat level, but it's hard because this is Sari Fields we're talking about.
Hmm.
But she has this power to maneuver in and find her way to succeed in situations. She's only had one season that didn't go well for her, and that's because somebody came in with a major grudge against her for no reason. I'm looking at you, Tom, in his preseason press. He's like, "Yeah, I got to vote out Sari," and really, he should have been working with her. But I don't know. I'm scared.
Yeah.
I'm scared,
I'm with you.
especially with her coming and playing Survivor again right after this. Like, would I do that if I
Yeah.
just won? I don't know.
Well,
There is a reason why Suri is the only international player who wasn't a finalist and is here.
mm,
Just period on that. Uh Simply put, Suri has had such horrendous luck when it has come to Survivor, where she should have been a winner at this point, and the only reason we haven't is because the Game Changers team didn't know how to properly plant advantages. But there's a reason why she specifically was brought to Big Brother. There was a reason why she was brought as a focal piece to the first season of Traitors, and there's a reason why she was so celebrated and loved as the sole winner of that season of the Traitors. And that is because Sari Fields is, simply put, that bitch. I do not have to elaborate.
she is that girl. Period.
In a literal sense, I do not think you could have this season without Sari signing up to it fully. In fact, if she does not win this season, I will have a problem. So it will need to be rigged for Sari to win. She is my favorite player of all time. So done. Yeah, no, she just needs to win.
I would love to say rig it for Sari to win, but we are in Australia and it is their home court advantage, and we are the visiting team. So I don't know if they are going to rig it for the visiting team, but it's okay. All I ask of you, Survivor team, I know this has already been recorded and I know it's already done. All I ask is that you give my girl a fair shot at this. And I want to see her around on many, many episodes. Many episodes. I don't want her out pre-merge. If she goes out pre-merge, I'm rage quitting. I promise you. I'm saying it now. I'm saying it now. If Cerefield goes out pre-merge, I'm rage quitting. I can't watch the show. I don't care who wins after that. I don't need her. If she doesn't win, okay. I will see it. I will understand it. I will. It will upset. It will unnerve me, but I will woosah that out. But if you get her out pre-merge, I can't woosah it out. I'm done. I'm done. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Like can't do it. But please don't do that. Thank you. Because I love Cerise so much. But that is all for our visiting squad, the world squad. Let's take it to our home team, Team Australia, and start with Janie, the godmother.
Janine, yes.
Janine, I call her Janie. Sorry, Janine. Sorry, I'm reading, looking crazy. Janine is here, the godmother. She made her champions versus contenders appearance, and she spent 44 days on the island, voted 9 times against her. Her iconic moment was curating the best juice business in Australia. Interesting. And she it has not won this game. This is one of the people in Australia. I don't know much about their game. So I'm very interested because I did not watch Champions versus Contenders. So I'm interested in seeing how Miss Janine plays. I mean, you get the nickname the Godmother. That has to mean something. You had to do something, and that was very impressive in your game. So I'm interested to find out more about her.
Yeah, I'm excited for Janine. First of all, I will say I went to Bali a year and a half ago. I had a layover in Sydney, Australia. So I had enough time to leave the airport and go exploring. And I went to like a food court area, and I saw a Boost juice. So I'm like, oh, I've got to get me some Boost juice in honor of Mother Janine. So I did have some, and it was very good. But Janine, I'm very excited for her. I will say there are no misses when it comes to the Australian side. Everybody is absolutely worthy of being in this cast. I like her a lot. She's a lot of fun on her season, especially her rivalry that she had with Harry. I love that. So I hope she gets a good rivalry this season as well. She's got some connections. She played very closely with David and Luke in her season. It was those three and Pia were the core four. So it's going to be interesting to see if they work together again this time. I know she did get blindsided by Luke, and she blindsided David, if I remember correctly. So we'll see how it works out. But I think she's in an okay position. I don't think she's going to be too threatening, especially with some of these really big targets on her trip.
I will be fully honest. I jumped on Australian Survivor basically at Titans versus Rebels, so I don't have that much knowledge for her. But from everything I've seen and heard, fully on board. And I'm gonna have to go and import some Boost Juice now.
I mean, why not? Is it good, David? Was it
It is
delicious?
good. I liked it.
Okay.
And I really like her season. Like, this is a season I would absolutely recommend, especially since there's 3 people from this season on there. I know
You gave me that. Did
I
you?
did.
You sent
Yeah.
I did not watch it. You sent me that to
Yeah.
watch it, but I didn't have time. I will watch it now.
Okay.
I will
Yeah.
do that.
It's worth watching for sure.
Okay. Because I remember you telling me it was 3 people from that season that I should watch this season. I will watch it. I will watch it. I will make the time to watch it now. Okay. Well then, Janine, yeah, we excited, and now I want to try boost juice too. I don't know. We'll get some. Or maybe I'll go out to Australia and get me some boost juice. Let's move along to the person who you just said she blindsided, David, who we have seen on my screen more than I thought I would see, and the future host of Survivor coming up for next season, I guess. The Golden God is here. He appeared in Champions versus Contenders and All Stars. He spent 84 days on the island, 18 votes against him. His most iconic moment was swapping Sean's real idol for a fake idol that he made. And yes, he has won this show. Um, yeah, I think I started watching the season. I watched the first 2 episodes, and then I didn't. So I remember watching him and had their team came back and won the whole first uh challenge or whatever. But yeah, we've also seen him on American TV as far Dylan No Deal Island, like I mentioned with Parvati, and now knowing that they recorded this right after that. Like I said, I'm interested to see what their relationship is going to be like being on different teams. Do they try to get to merge and work together and merge if that happens, or if it's just like I said, new game, new phone, who this? I don't know you no more. Like I gotta play my own thing. I feel like they will work together. I just in my heart of hearts, I feel like if they make it to merge together, they will work together because you don't turn away a number when you don't need to, and that'd be crazy to be like, I don't want to work with you this time around when I know how good of a competitor somebody is. David's a really great competitor, and Parvati has really good is a really great competitor as well. So I don't think that would, deter 'em to not work together. I like David. I do. I like David, but I don't know how I'm going to feel about David in Survivor. Like I like David on Dylan No Deal. I appreciated him. He won, and he won a lot of money from Dylan No Deal Island. So I'm like, do you need to win this? This is And you got a job coming up. Like you go have a steady income coming in from working. I don't know. And it's not about the money, honestly. It's really about I feel like for these people, it's not about the money. It's about just having the title of Soul Survivor. They appreciate the game of Survivor. So I don't know. I'm interested. I think I know the kind of player David's going to be, but are they going to target that kind of player? Is David going to be targeted because he's such a strong player, or do they just be like keep him around because he's a strong player? Only time will tell.
I'm extremely excited for David. He's by far one of my favorite Australian Survivor players ever. I know that's not a popular opinion with some of the people that I podcast with, but I just think he goes out there and he makes entertaining television at every at every turn point. He's almost like I don't know. He's like a a version of Tony, but
Hmm.
more controlled and just you see like the fun just oozing out of him as he plays Survivor. I did like him the first time he played a lot more than the second because he was taking out a lot of my favorites in All Stars, and he just carried all of the boring people to the end. Which good for him. It worked out. He won, but it was kind of painful, and I was like, "Ugh, I'm so rooting for you, but stop taking out all my faves, David." Um, what's going to be really interesting about this season is he just won Deal or No Deal Island, 6 million something dollars, which I think converts to like 9 million for Australian.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so what does he have to lose? He can play as loose, as free as he wants. He
Hmm.
can really shake things up. And I think he could potentially be connected well because he has played with Janine. He's out there with his best friend, Luke. Uh,
Luke.
Luke and David were as thick as thieves. Like there are not bonds other than romantic bonds that are closer than those two were on Survivor. Plus, if he ends up with Parvati, that will be really interesting to see the dynamic there. So it really just comes down to if people see him as too much of a threat, or if they even see Luke and David as too much of a pair, because I can almost guarantee you, if they think they're too close, David's going to get the short end of it because Luke's better connected.
Okay.
So I am once again on the side of American reality TV viewing, which means here it's Deal or No Deal Island, where David casually steamrolled the entire season. Basically, he had no opposition. People were too afraid to target him at any point. It genuinely was a cakewalk for him to get to the end, where the only person he needed to beat was Parvati,
Oh, I
who
thought you were
was
talking about
already
Survivor.
getting screwed over by other people.
I thought
So,
you were talking about All Stars until you mentioned Parvati because that describes his game in All Stars as well.
Well, so he has a pattern of doing that sort of thing that just we just steamroll until yeah, that's fine. That's fine, David. We see your game, David. We see your game. And I don't think he'll be able to do that with this group of people, but it'll be interesting to see. I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens. I'm excited to see how this turns out. Let's keep it moving though. To Sarah, the nickname The Face, because she's gorgeous. We see. But she played in Survivor in 2017, 44 days on the island, 13 votes against her. Her most iconic moment was her powerful exit interview. Hmm,
what?
interesting. That was her most iconic moment, was her powerful exit interview. Oh, okay. Well, Sarah, girl, be honest, I don't know much about you. And Hearing that your most iconic move was your powerful exit interview is very alarming to me because it's like, what do you mean? Does that mean you didn't do nothing in the game? And if that's the case, why are you here? But who am I to ask that question? I am not. I'm nobody to ask that question because I don't know. You might have did some amazing things in the game. I just don't know. But good on you, girl. I'm gonna be quiet because I don't know much about you. I'll let people who do know about you talk.
hmm I know Sarah. I
Hmm.
like Sarah a lot. She almost is like she's only played once up until now, and she's almost like 1.0 Parvati. She's got that kind of vibe. You see so much potential in her. She's charismatic. She's beautiful. Um, but what's interesting about her season is there were a lot of big threats, and a lot of them made it to the merge, but it's such a long game that like shortly after the merge in her season, all of the threats started pointing their guns at each other. And they started dropping like flies. One threat, two threat, three threat, four threat, just all in a row. They all left. And I kept saying, no, no, quit targeting each other because all of the non threats made it to the top four. And like it's basically 10 through 5 were like some of the biggest threats, including Sarah, and then the top four was like, oh, that's what we're left with. No offense to Jericho. Jericho's a great winner. But she played that season with Luke, who's also in this cast, and they were friends until they were not friends. So I know that they are close outside of the game. So she's going to be connected to Luke. Like I said, he's got a lot of connections. I'm actually not worried for Sarah. I think she is in one of the stronger positions from this group.
Yeah, Sarah's a very interesting case. I mean, most iconic moment being her powerful exit interview very much kneecaps her, which is a strange thing to do for one of the 14 people you're highlighting for a season. But I mean, postseason, well, not postseason, before the season, aka where her nickname comes from, she was a model, and was mentored by Naomi Campbell. So small things. And then also basically was the person that convinced David to apply for the show. So I mean, I can definitely see her having a lot of connections, especially with Luke being on the game, being on the tribe, and then influencing David to play. I feel like Sarah could be a lot of glue for this tribe to kind of go in a certain direction. But I am very interested to see where this ends up taking her, especially because she played 8 years ago to this point.
Or I'm interested. Like I said, don't know much, but I'm interested. So let's go to someone I do know. And someone we who was very polarizing on this panel, I will say. Some people love him, some people hate him. I fall into I just gotta love him because I met him, and that is King George of Banktown. I I love George. I had a very rocky relationship watching George play when I first saw George play. I didn't see his first season of Brains versus Brawn. I saw Heroes versus Villains. So seeing him on the villain tribe, it all made sense to me. It all made sense to me. I was like, okay, yes, yes, this is making sense. I can see why he's a villain. But I kind of loved it. I loved watching him play. He had total of 94 days on the island, 29 votes against him. His iconic moment, most iconic moment, was voting out Shawnee despite her saving him twice, which is very interesting because Shawnee is on this cast and Shawnee has made it her mission to go after George for what he did to her. And I'm kind of here for it too because I love her too. But I think having George if George was not on this cast, it would be a crime against humanity. It would have been like, what are we doing in Australia if you're not going to bring George back? And like I said, very polarizing figure on just in this on this panel alone with some of our other panelists. Me and David are on the side of we love King George. We were like, hey, it is what it is. Love him down. And then not to mention, I like I said, I got to meet him last year in Orlando, and he was a delight to be around. So much fun. I saw his bare butt. It was magical. It was magical. Magical. It was just right there in my face. I'm sitting there, then all of a sudden, there it was. I was like, cool. It was great.
What?
Oh yeah. I did. It was magical. I just was
I
happened to be sitting by the pool. I turned my head and there was George's butt. And I said, you know what? I'm here for this life. I
I
love it
don't think I
here.
needed to know this information. I'm gonna be real honest with you.
Everybody needed to know that information. Everybody needed to know. It was great. I enjoyed George so much. It was so much fun, and I loved watching him play this game. Like I said, it would have been a crime against humanity not to have him on this season. I'm so glad he's back. I can't wait to see the dynamic between him and Shawnee this season.
Yeah, George is on my Mount Rushmore for Australian Survivor players. It's David, George, and then two women that are not here, unfortunately, Haley and Phoebe. I love them all. But yeah, George is just top tier entertainment, extremely polarizing, maybe one of the most polarizing people to ever play Survivor. You love him or you hate him, and some panelists that we work with, as Lana said, really don't like him.
Really don't
Um,
like him.
but yeah, I mean, I think he's the only male queer representation we have in this cast. We have Kirby and Parvati as well. So good for him there. But yeah, I think he's in a really tough spot,
Yeah.
especially he had a big reputation after Brains versus Brawn. Somehow, against all odds, he was able to do extremely well in Heroes versus Villains, despite having a huge target on himself. I don't know if he can pull it off three times, like each time people see him for what he is, and he's on the outs early, but he overcomes. So, I mean, if he's done it twice, maybe
Why
he
not?
can't do it a third time. I know he's also a big fan of Sari, so I would love to see him and Sari on the same tribe at some point, because I think he would happily go pretty far with. I don't think he would go to the end with her, but he's smarter than that. But I I really need him and Johnny to realize they need each other.
Hmm.
Doesn't they? They're up against four people that could easily make a four-person alliance on a seven-person tribe, so they need each other. Put your differences aside.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So this is a blind spot where I haven't watched a seasons. This is essentially right before I jumped onto it. But I mean, I've heard good things about his gameplay, being able to get basically to the end twice and only lose to one of the best winners and then lose at the end because the people that you thought were just going to let you go to the end take you out. I do think he's probably going to be targeted early, especially if he's going after Shoni. No, Shawnee, yeah. Uh, but I'm very interested to see how George develops on the season.
See, here's the thing. I don't think George is going after Shawnee. I think Shawnee is just coming after George, and so I don't know. I do hope they figure it out and realize that they kind of really need each other on this drive because I really want to see George and Shawnee work together again because I enjoyed it so much in Heroes versus Villains. So I would love to see that again, but it's gonna take a lot of convincing on George's part to get on Shawnee's good side. And I get it, Shawnee. I get it, girl. I get it. I probably will be the same way, but it's George. We want to see George play more, but I'm nervous. Be honest. Nervous Charlie when it comes to George, but let's keep it moving to someone who I know Jack has seen because it is someone from Titans versus Rebels. It's Kirby. She is our Rebel Queen, and she wants to continue to be the Rebel Queen. She likes being a rebel. She enjoys being a rebel, and she wants to continue to be a rebel. She has 44 days on the island, 9 votes against her. Her most iconic moment was competing despite never watching the show before, and she did really well. She did really well in that season, and I am excited to see Kirby back again. I enjoyed her on Titans versus Rebels. She was one of my favorites on that season. Um, I just, I'm excited, but I'm excited. I want to know where she's going to fall into the mix of with these players. I don't know. Dude, I'm nervous. I'm nervous. I'm excited. I'm happy to have her back. Like she was one of my, like I said, she was one of my favorites on the season. She's great at challenges. I'm just excited. That's all. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too. Kirby coming back was a no-brainer. She was very entertaining on her season. She was very entertaining for somebody who has not the biggest personality. Like
Hmm.
she's very like reserved with how she delivers all of
Hmm.
her confessionals, but it still is just very entertaining. I think she's a wild card in this cast on this tribe specifically. She's the only person who has not played with anybody else on this tribe already. She doesn't have an immediate connection like that. That could hurt her or that could help her. She could get
Hmm.
swooped up or she could be an easy, oh yeah, nobody's connected to her. Let's take her out first. Um, and what's I think that her storyline with Ferris is maybe a top 10 storyline across all.
Mm-hmm.
I
The
love
fact
that story.
the fact that they were such on again off again rivals, and they made it almost all the way to the end together. I really wanted her to get in the top four, so we would have the two big rivalries in the top four.
Mhm.
But it didn't happen. But I was just talking about how Janine had her rivalry with Harry, so it would be really cool to see Janine's Harry be Kirby, Kirby's Ferris be Janine, and them just have a nice little fun rivalry. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, Kirby, she's somebody maybe out of this entire cast. It could go either way.
Mhm.
My thoughts almost exactly. I mean, being the one person who's completely disconnected sucks. Especially because it's a very easy reason for a group of people, especially on an all-star season, to be like, well, we didn't really pregame with you. You're not really connected to the rest of us. You can go. But Kirby is going to pull her strength in challenges. She's already shown that she's a really, really good strategically. It would not surprise me if her not being connected to anyone turns into a really, really good strength where groups that are looking to get rid of other people that are connected in different ways that are causing issues could pick her up as like, hey, we need some help right now. You willing to do some like freelance work? Like that kind of stuff where it's like just the offshoot. So I mean, I'm 100% on the Kirby train here. I want to see her do well. I want a final two of Serene Kirby, just because
Mhm.
I need that in my life. But no matter what, I am rooting for Kirby to go as far as possible here.
Absolutely. It's so great to have Kirby back. I'm excited. We're gonna move on from a rebel queen to a social queen, and that is Shawnee. I'm so excited to have Shawnee. She has played in Champions versus Contenders, All Stars, and Heroes versus Villains. Spent 124 days on the island, had 33 votes against her. Her most iconic moment was stepping onto the island in a red floral sundress which she is going to bring back because she says that red floral sundress brings her all the luck that she needs, and she's going to go back into who she was before Heroes versus Villains. So she is stepping back into her red sundress uh life, and I'm excited to see Shawnee again. I love Shawnee. I enjoyed watching Shawnee on Heroes versus Villains. Her run that she had with George and the winner of Heroes versus Villains was kind of iconic. It was kind of iconic watching the three of them just do their thing, and just it was just fun to watch. It was great to watch. I enjoyed watching it. But like we said before, Shawnee girl, I get it, girl. I get it. I'm pleading to you face to face. I'm looking at you right now, Shawnee. You and George need each other. Ah, I don't, but she is. I understand because I get it. That man has voted, played in her face twice. He played in her face twice, and she saved him. And now she feels like, yeah, no, I can't. I that's like the epitome of insanity. Like I keep going in doing the same thing over and over again, hoping for a different result. She is not crazy. Shawnee is not going to be played in her face again, and I get it. I get it. I hope it works out for her because I do want to see Shawnee around for a while. I enjoy watching her play.
Yeah, I really like watching Shawnee too. I think she's arguably the most beloved and popular Australian Survivor player. The it's between her and the next person we'll talk about. But yeah, I she's somebody who always makes the merge. You can always count on that. She's always on the jury. I think each time she has placed a little bit lower than the time before. Um, and I kind of would if if it wasn't for the weird dynamics on this tribe with four people having kind of a built-in connection, I would pencil her in for the jury, but I'm not so sure. I really do think she needs Kirby, and I think she needs George, and I think they need to pull Janine. I think that's their
Mm.
best hope of having something that can work and help them get a little bit further than where they would be otherwise. She did play with David. They would never were aligned in All Stars. Um, he was one of the many. She was one of the many people that he took out that I was not happy about. But man, I really, in my head, I think this could be her worst showing. But I hope I'm wrong because Shawnee not making the jury doesn't seem right at all.
No, it doesn't.
I I have heard so much about her in basically every single regard as potentially straight up one of the most impactful Survivor players. Y'all basically said everything that I wanted to say in terms of it. Uh, I feel like if she immediately starts to fight with George, it could be a very, very early exit, but we will see.
What I'm hoping is they're doing the same thing George and Haley did on
Mm,
Heroes versus Villains, where they hyped up this big rivalry because both of them made it to the end their first season, and Haley beat George in the final two. So George kept talking about, "Oh, I'm going to take out Haley." He was doing anything but like he
nothing
was
at all.
working so hard to keep her safe, especially when they were on opposite tribes. And I'm hoping that Shawnee and George have made up and they're just overhyping this rivalry and it's not real.
Absolutely. Fingers crossed. I hope that's the
Yeah.
case. Because I feel like they talking too much about it.
So,
They talking way too much about it. So we hope. But let's move to last but not least, the last person on this tribe, Luke, the king of the jungle. We've already had a lot to say about Luke already with the relationship that they have with David and with Janine and with Sarah. So they all have competed, but he's on Australian Survive on in 2017 and then Champions vs Contenders. 93 days on the island, 17 votes against them. Most iconic moment was facilitating an epic blindside and voting out B, but he has yet to win this season. Um, yeah, the threat level of Luke and David together is already big, but like you said, if they see them as too close, they probably would go for David before they go for Luke because Luke is very well connected because Luke has also played with, like I said, four people. He's connected with a lot of people in this game. I didn't watch Luke, so I don't know much about Luke, but hearing how well insulated Luke is already, it's going to be an interesting showing of what he can do in the game. Are they going to go after them early? Are they going to? I don't know. We shall see.
I'm excited for you all to get to meet Luke. Luke plays the game like a mischievous child. Like he always has an S-eating grin on his face. He knows that he's causing drama, and he just oozes fun. Like that's why him and David click so well, is because they both were just having so much fun. He had Jericho his first season, he had David his second season, but Luke, I think he is probably in the best position of anybody in this game on both tribes. He's played with three other people in his tribe of seven. He had good relationships with everybody, even when him and Janine went against each other. It wasn't personal, um, but the audience is going to love having him back on their TV too. He, yeah, Foster agrees. He is somebody. Let me tell you all this. He had one of the most heartbreaking eliminations his second time because, like, you knew you just couldn't bring Luke, and it was right near the end, and he would have won, and so it was really tearful and emotional. And guess what happened after that?
Yeah,
The audience had like a GoFundMe or something,
it
and they
was a
got
GoFundMe.
yeah, they got him more than what he would have got if he won this season. And he had a special needs child, so a lot of his drive is for his child. Um, and then he went on and played Celebrity Big Brother and won that. So he is a winner, just not
Hmm.
of Survivor. But
Survivor.
I think you all are gonna like Luke as a character on TV. He has had problematic stuff off the show,
Uh huh.
but he is really fun to watch on the show.
Yeah, unfortunately for me, the first time I basically heard of Luke was the problematic shit that he had said. And it's not great. And the fact that he is then like this big celebrated figure confused the shit out of me. Uh, but yeah, I mean, he is very, very popular. There's a reason that he's essentially ran with his career. When people heard that uh, JLP was potentially being dropped, I heard Luke's name being circulated a bit as the replacement because he was so popular. He's also played Traders Australia and got murdered relatively quickly there, but I mean, he is
He was good
probably
here
the
there though.
yeah, he is probably the most popular contestant the show has produced in terms of like quantifiably locking that down. He got 250 Australian 250,000 Australian from fans who watched him lose. Like he already has a reputation. He has multiple people on that tribe who already supported him. If you told me this season was built to let Luke win, I would not say you're lying because it looks like if you look at everyone here, this feels like a season where Luke is just going to casually walk into the game and win no matter what.
Mm, I don't know. I look. I try to stay away from outside stuff, noise, or whatever. So I don't know what he said. I don't want to know what he said. I'm only going to judge him strictly by the character he shows me on this show. That is all I'm going to talk about. I don't want to know. Um, but if he's a good player and it's something that I if he's a good player, he's a good player. And so I'm excited to see what he brings to the season. If his connections are going to work for him, or is everybody going to come into this game like, hey, new me, new you, let's new game, let's we'll see how this works. I don't think so because that's not how this usually works. But I'm excited to see what happens. But there we have it. We have talked about all the people on this show. Two 7-person tribes, and it's interesting. I'm excited. I'm ready for it. It's happening Sunday. Like we don't have time. Like it's not like we got so much time to wait. It is happening on Sunday. It's going down this week, and so we're going to go right into watching Survivor Australia. Are there any overall thoughts that we want to say before we get out of here, David? What is your final overall thoughts about this cast and this season?
Muted.
Yeah, David has nothing to say. The cats must be making a lot
No,
of noise.
they're good now.
Okay.
It feels kind of surreal. Like this seems like something that you would see on Twitter as like a fan thing.
Yes.
The fact that we're
Yes.
actually getting this is incredible. I was super excited for what it was initially going to be, Australia versus USA. I think that would have been a lot of fun too. But I'm happy that there's at least some new people that I get to see as well, and hopefully win me over as fans. But yeah, I think this is of the 10 out of 14 people I have watched play. There are no misses for me. They're all entertaining. So the casting did their job. This is one of the best all-star casts I've seen.
Chat.
I I'm still shocked that this season came together in the first place. I mean, we've seen similar things for like Drag Race, but there it's a lot easier to coordinate everyone to do the thing that they're already doing basically for a job at that point. Versus here, it's like, yeah, abandon everything you have, get on an island with people you don't know again. The fact that we have this at all is crazy. I'm so ready to see brand new faces that I've never seen before and multiple personalities that I've enjoyed watching in the past play this game again. And hopefully, the shortened format, because it's 14 people, won't be too crazy. I'm mildly afraid of that, but overall, I'm very excited for the season.
My overall thoughts is I'm sad. I'm here for it. I'm sad. I'm ready for it. Sunday can't get here fast enough so I could watch it. And I'm excited to talk about it. And we're going to be right back here talking all about it on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it on
And drafting
Sunday,
soon.
and we'll be drafting really really soon. So you definitely want to stick around and see that because we're gonna go through all this. We're gonna have some other people might join us for the draft, so it won't probably just be us. We might have some other people. So stick around, stay tuned for that. But then we're gonna after the draft, then we're gonna go talk about this episode when it drops on Sunday. We're gonna talk about it on Sunday. It's our Sunday. It'll be y'all Monday, but we'll talk about it and Sunday and Monday because there are 2 episodes a week. Love that. Love that. So we're gonna talk about it on Sunday and on Monday. So for us, that's Sunday and our Monday. You're Monday and our Tuesday. Yeah, yeah. Australia, y'all know how time zones work. But we're gonna be right here talking about it all, getting all of our thoughts about the first episode and the second episode and all those things. So stick around, follow, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss a single video that we drop. And you will never miss when we drop our Australian Survivor recaps. Follow us here on this channel. Follow us on all of our other channels. All the links will be in the description below in our link tree. Also, you can follow us on our audio podcast links as well, which is also down there with our Patreon link also. And all of our socials at The Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. You can follow. David and Jack and myself if you'd like. You don't have to, but if you want to, we'll say thank you. And you can get your cup mug, lanagcreations.etsy.com. That link is also in the description below. And we're gonna we're gonna get out of here because we got more stuff to do. We got more content to make for you guys. So we'll go do what we got to do. You just click the next video and watch our next video, okay? And on that, we'll just say cheers. Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers.